Happy Free Comic Book Day, everybody. This is a Crimson Comic coming back with you. Today I've got my Free Comic Book Day haul. So the books I got for free, and I picked up a couple others while I was at my local shop. And then also the rest of my April haul. I did a mid-April haul video, and so now this is everything else I've picked up since that video. I'll just get started here. I'll show the free comics I picked up. At the local shop I went to, I only went to one. They let you take 5 per person. So I got The Amazing Spider-Man. Here, looks pretty good. And then I got Star Wars Adventures. The Avengers, high off of the Infinity War movie, so had to pick up the Avengers one. Then James Bond 007. And then last, I got The Only Living Boy. This one looked interesting. I don't really know anything about it, but I flipped through it. I like the cover, so thought I'd give that one a try. Looks pretty cool. It's kind of bummed my shop didn't have. I know they're the Doctor Who free book, and they didn't have any. At least by the time I got there, which I got there about 2 hours after they opened, they didn't have any of the DC books. But it is what it is. So can't complain when it's free, right? And then I picked up a couple other things. The whole store was 30% off, so I grabbed a couple other things. I was looking through some of their back issues. First up here, I got this issue of the Twilight Zone. I want to try to pick up more of these issues. I love the Twilight Zone, the show. I grew up watching it with my dad. They would always have like marathons on, I think it was the 4th of July and New Year's Day on Sci-Fi Channel. So I would always watch episodes when I was a kid with my dad, and I still watch them now. But yeah, so I want to start reading these Twilight Zone comics. Give them a shot. This is issue 41. But yeah, so pick that one up. And then I got issue 1 of Doctor Who from Marvel in the 80s. I also tried to see if they had the I think it's the Marvel Premiere, or is it Present? I think it's Marvel Premiere 57 with Doctor Who, because that was the first. I think that was the first issue of Doctor Who released in America, if I got that correct. But yeah, so I picked this one up. They had it. I was like, yeah, that's pretty cool. So grab that. And then I was perusing the dollar bins, 50-cent bins, and I found this little gem here, which I thought was pretty cool. It's Walt Disney's Donald Duck. Again, is in the dollar bin, but I got 30% off, and it's looks like it's from England. But it's funny because it's got this little note here. Somebody wrote on the cover, which I don't know. I think it adds a little charm to the book. But it says, December 22nd, 1975, to James, to practice reading. Love from Mummy. So, I don't know. I thought that was funny. Aside from the writing, I mean, it's not in terrible condition. I mean, it could be worse for sure. There's some little chipping, like up here and down in that little corner right there. But, I don't know. I thought it was a cool book for less than $1 too. I was pretty happy to find that one. And then the last thing I picked up while I was there was a trade paperback. It's Superman and Batman versus Aliens and Predator. So I'm a sucker for a good crossover, as I think I've said before in videos. But I had seen this a while ago, and I just happened to look up and see if they had it on the shelf there. And they did, which I was really surprised. I was not expecting them to have it. But so I picked this up. But yeah, I'm a huge fan of Alien and the Aliens movies. So I had to pick this up. And the art's pretty good. I was flipping through it, and I really like the artwork. so I'm excited to read that and give that a shot. But so yeah, that's what I picked up from my local shop today for Free Comic Book Day. And then the rest of this stuff is just what I picked up in the second half of April. So I found these fun little books. Not in the greatest of condition, but they were really cheap. They were all less than $1, I think, when it came down to it. So this is Uncle Scrooge from Gold Key. It's got obviously you can see a big chip here, but big piece missing. But other than that, I mean, the rest of the book is intact, the inside and the cover's on. And then I also picked up, the same person was selling this here, Scamp, Walt Disney Scamp. I did read this one. It was pretty good. It was a fun little read. On Gold Key. Again, I have 4 books that I got from the same seller, and none of them are in great condition, but I like them. That's all that really matters. This is the Aristocats, based on the movie here. And then the last one is this, The Lone Ranger from Gold Key. So it was just a lot, and I was really in it for the Disney books. But then this was in there too, so I was like, yeah, that's alright. I'll take it. So that's pretty cool. And then I got another one I got off of eBay. It's here. Gotta have a flash book, right? Always gotta have a flash book in the halls. So this is the 700th issue, when they were celebrating that a little while back. But since I wasn't buying, well, and I still don't really buy current books single issues, I usually buy them in trades, but I missed out on this cover, so I just picked it up for relatively cheap on eBay. A little over cover, but it's worth it. Worth it in my opinion. So, and then, of course, like most everyone else, Action Comics 1000. I did only pick up one cover. I didn't pick up all of them. There were some other ones I liked, but I decided to try to restrain myself and just get one. And so I picked this one, the 1930s cover. This was my favorite. So, got that one. Pretty cool. Haven't read it yet, but looking forward to it. And then next up is a little haul from Midtown Comics that I got. So this is True Believers, Star Wars Droids, #1. I read this. This was a fun read. I'm thinking about maybe picking up, there's a collected edition with these, and I think an Ewok book. I think I might pick that up, because this was a fun read. I enjoyed it. I'm really enjoying these True Believers books because they're so cheap, and it's fun to give some of this stuff a try that I never have before, that I missed out on. Especially since I definitely have read more DC than I have Marvel. But then, along the same lines, True Believers, got the Star Wars classic. Thought that was pretty cool, so I grabbed that one too. And then this was a cool find. I didn't even know this existed until a little while ago, but I had to pick it up when I found out about it. It's the Silver Age. It's a Silver Age Flash story that was made in 2000, I believe, but they just made an issue, so it kind of harkens back to the days of old with the Silver Age Flash, Barry Allen, that kind of style. But the thing that really got me was that this cover is actually done by Carmine Infantino, and so when I heard that, who created the Silver Age Flash, really, when I found that out, that he did the cover, I was like, oh, I gotta pick that up. So haven't read it yet, but looking forward to it, getting back, reading another Silver Age Flash story. But that should be fun. So that's cool. And then next up, As I've said in previous videos, I'm reading through JSA, the John stuff that he did, and I'm loving it. And Alex Ross has done some amazing covers for the JSA books, and so I had to pick this one up. I'm probably going to frame this one and hang it on the wall somewhere. Got Jay Garrick, the original, the Crimson Comic himself. Or Crimson Comic. I said comic. That's funny. But yeah, I mean, Alex Ross has done some amazing covers for this series. Just of these like nice portraits of the different heroes, and I had to pick this one up. I love it. But yeah, definitely probably frame that one hanging on the wall, because that one will look great. Picked up another Ross piece of art, or cover, I guess. And piece of art. Of course it's a piece of art. But this is Justice, issue 8. I just really like the cover. I haven't read Justice yet. It's on my list of books to read, but I just love this cover with Captain Cold and the Flash. So good. Might be another one I hang up on the wall at some point. And then, continuing my Hal Jordan as the Spectre run, I've gotten the next little story arc, which is issues 5, 6, 7, and 8. So yeah, like I've said before, I want to get the whole run when Hal Jordan was the Spectre. So I'm working on that, so I can give that a read. Looking forward to that. So that was all my single issue comics that I've picked up. And so then I just got a few trades here that I got. First up, this was interesting. I only recently found out about this, and I wanted to give it a shot. It's called Batmanga, or Batmanga, however you want to pronounce it. But it's actually the Batman stories written by Jiro Kawada. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it or not, but I've never actually read a manga before. So this was my first one. But yeah, this was released in the 60s when the Batman TV show was really hot, and he was just... Batman was really popular at the time, and so Jiro Kawada did a Batman series in Japan, and they just recently, I think within the last few years, started releasing them in America. Yeah, it looks like 2014 is when this was released. But yeah, I just heard about it, and so I wanted to give it a read, give it a shot. I like these like little quirky things, and maybe this is more people know about this than I realized, but I didn't know about it, so I got it, picked it up. It was okay. Sometimes the story was a little drawn out. It definitely is of its time. It's a product of its time as far as the storytelling goes, and it's whenever you have something translated, I feel like at times there can be things lost in translation. So something that may have been more impactful written or talked about in Japanese wouldn't be, sounds more corny or something like that in English. I don't know, but yeah, it was interesting because they don't use any previous Batman villains. No Riddler, no Joker, none of these characters who you know to be Batman's like arch enemies and whatnot. But so they kind of all created their own. But the funny thing is they're like there's a gorilla villain who is very similar to Gorilla Grodd, and then there's also, which I don't know where he was here. Yeah, you can kind of see him right there. But because he like can mind control people, yeah, that guy. And then there's also another Flash-like villain. His name was Go-Go the Magician, and this guy right here, but he has this wand that he can control the weather with. And so I was like, that just sounds like a ripoff of Weather Wizard. Which I just thought it was funny that there were two very similar villains to like Flash's Rogues Gallery. But yeah, so I don't know. I probably won't be picking up the second volume of this myself. I definitely think the later stories started getting better in the book, but I don't know. Maybe if I'm bored and need something to read, I might pick up the next volume. But for now, I'll just stick with have read this. Next up, because I'm a huge Disney fan, I picked up Space Mountain. I think I've said in the past I buy a lot of used books, and so this was like from a library. It's like it has all these stickers. But just kind of, if you hear loud banging, it's because my wife is playing with our dog, playing fetch with a ball with our dog. And so that's, if you hear loud banging in the background, that's what it is. So yeah, being a huge Disney fan, Space Mountain being a huge ride at the parks, I had to pick this up. This book's not in very good condition. I got it for super cheap, like a couple bucks. The binding on it's starting to wear. But overall, the story was okay. The art was okay. It was nothing that blew me away. I definitely liked the Haunted Mansion comic way better than this. I thought they just did a much better job with the story and everything. But it was fun. It was a fun read. I'm pretty sure this is the only one, even though they definitely kind of left it open to where there could be more story, like another volume or something. But I don't know. I don't know that it would have done well enough to warrant another volume, because it was just okay in my opinion. And then next up, was really happy to pick this one up. Scorriors. So I think I first saw this on Bat Avengers channel. I think he was the first one to show it off. But then I saw tons of other people start picking up the single issues. But I saw they had a trade, and fortunately it's kind of expensive. Especially I think there was a first print and then a second print, but it can be kind of hard to come by. But I found this one for a good price, used. So I picked it up. But yeah, I'm really excited to get into this. As soon as I saw this on Bad Avengers channel, I was like, oh man, I gotta pick that up, because I love this kind of stuff, and the art is amazing. So I'm really looking forward to getting into this, giving it a shot. So Scorriors Volume 1, Spring. Yeah, very cool. Very cool stuff. Can't wait to read that. That's probably the next book I'll read, actually. And then last but definitely not least, got JSA Volume 4, Fair Play, continuing the Johns run. Still great. I'm still loving it. I'm really loving all the characters and the story, and yeah, this is like one of my favorite things to read right now. Is this? As soon as I finish one volume, I'm picking up the next one to keep going. So I have Volume 5 on the way. It's in the mail right now, so I can keep going. But yeah, JSA Fair Play by Johns. Very good stuff. Highly recommend the run. I mean, I'm absolutely loving it. I mean, people talk about that a lot. I see that. I see a lot of people picking up the omnibuses for people who collect those things. But yeah, that was my comic haul for the second half of April and Free Comic Book Day. Again, happy Free Comic Book Day. Hope you guys had a good day and were able to get out there and support the local shops, pick up some free comics. It's always a fun time. It's always cool and exciting to go to your shop and have a bunch of people there, looking through some back issue bins and all that. So it's good stuff. And but anyways, with that, I'll wrap it up, and hope you guys have a good rest of your day, night, and your week, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.